among things that are important for you, where does keeping Rodney out of foul trouble and making sure he can get you 30 minutes or so, where does that rank on the list?
There's a lot of things that rank on the list, Ken. I mean, and that's one of them. We want to keep Rodney in the game, but he's got to defend with aggressiveness because he's better being aggressive. He's got to play with, obviously that sense of urgency defensively, but he's got to defend without fouling, but not at the – I'd rather him foul and be in foul trouble, playing aggressive defense and being a monster on the glass than – trying to avoid fouls and not playing with that same aggressiveness, because that's not, Rodney needs to play with a high motor, aggressiveness, and through, and not thinking about the fouls. That's just going to have to come through development, that we continue to get him better using his aggressiveness without fouling. And so, so we need the aggressive Rodney for us to be at our best, Ken.
Rod?
Josh, what did you take away from the last time you played Louisville?
Well, we had a shot to win the game. It was I played a lot of guys that game because we were just coming off of COVID. We had been out for, a long time. And then we were able to do a couple things on that Thursday, a little more. We were horrible on Thursday. I remember that. We was awful on that Thursday coming off of COVID because we hadn't done anything. And Friday, we were a little better. On Saturday, we were a tad bit better. But I knew Sunday, when we played that Sunday versus Louisville, it was going to be a struggle just because of the COVID deal. So we had that Sunday, Tuesday, Louisville, Duke. And again, other teams were in the mix, obviously, because of COVID. But it was a bad time for us, because of playing those two games. And I thought we had started to turn the corner because we had really had a good win against Georgia State. We were going to go play another game on the 23rd, and obviously we got hit with the COVID deal, unfortunately. So the biggest takeaway, obviously Coach Mack was the coach at that point. He's obviously not coaching right now. It's been so long. We played him in, whatever it was, late December, early January. And, we were just coming off of COVID, and, we're a different team now, and they're a different team, so I don't know how much you can put some stock in it, but not as much as maybe some other games throughout the course of the year.
Kelly?
Josh, how important is this tournament just after such a tough season to have some success here and kind of leave a better taste in the mouth of these seniors?
Yeah, Kelly. No, it's important. I mean, anytime you get into this play, you want to try to get wins. And best thing you do is try to win the first game. We need to try to win the first game, and that gives you the best chance to try to get to win the second game. You got to take care of business on the first game. So we know we're playing a really good Louisville team. But look, this, Kelly, I've said it. I think we've gotten better. We just, unfortunately, it hasn't shown through the amount of wins. I really do believe if Davon had not hurt himself in the Pittsburgh game, I think we'd end up beating Syracuse, Virginia Tech, and probably Clemson. I really believe that because, we were missing a guard during those three games, and I had to put all time onto Kyle. And, even if you just win two of those three, it's a different deal. But that's kind of the way our season's gone this year, unfortunately, is just we've been hit with the injury bug in difficult times, whether it was Howard or Davon or Bubba. And so I do know we've gotten better. It's just, it hasn't shown in wins, Kelly, in the regular season. And I get that. I mean, we're in a business where there's a scoreboard. But I know from sitting in my chair, we've improved. The young guys have gotten so much better. Everybody's gotten better. It's just, we've lost a lot of close games this year. We're fortunate to win the one on Saturday in a close game. So we just got to keep hopefully trying to steal some wins and starting on tomorrow night to get a win.
Ken?
Do you have reason to think that Michael can catch fire a little bit and maybe carry you?
I sure hope so. I showed the guys the film last night, the 30 for 30 on Loyola Marymount with Hank Gathers and Bo Kimball. And obviously, we don't want to ever, I mean, that was just so sad about Hank Gathers. So just so sad. But it was more of a saying, hey, the run they made, and you kind of have a guy like a Bo Kimball and a Hank Gathers with like a Mike DeVoe and a Jordan Usher type. And again, obviously what happened to Hank Gathers was far outweighs basketball or anything. And it's such a sad, story. And again, it's a great reminder and I told this to our guys last night, that was shown to help you understand about, hey, let's make a run. It can be done. We all can have buy-in and have a great team, and we just make a run. And a couple guys step up, as you mentioned, can get really hot. And hopefully Michael DeVoe is just on fire for us. And he's due for that. And it's also as a message about how precious life is again. I always like to throw messages out there about the preciousness of life, how every day's, is every heartbeat, every breath's a gift, and just a great reminder on that. And here's Hank Gathers playing in a split of a second, because in that 30 for 30, in a split of a second, he goes from dunking the basketball to an hour later being, pronounced dead. And it's just, it's sad, it's awful. And it just shows you cannot take anything for granted, even playing a basketball game. And so hopefully they understand that. And we have some, make a magical run, starting with the opportunity to do that on Tuesday. Ken, congratulations to Michael DeVoe on being third team all ACC. Anytime you can be considered be one of the three teams in the ACC, that's a tremendous accomplishment, considering how great this league is. And congrats to Michael DeVoe on that.
Rod?
Josh, how comfortable are you now with that shorter rotation? And also, how do you feel that Kyle is adjusting to the extra minutes?
No, Kyle's gotten so much better. He's a really good player, and I'm so proud of Kyle. It's just, he's playing so many minutes, and and the ball's in his hands a lot. And as much as we demand defensively, there's times when he needs a break. But as you saw when he went out the other day versus Boston College, and I tried to give him a little rest because I thought he got worn down versus Clemson. Thought he got worn down at the end. Obviously, Syracuse and Virginia Tech. So I had to try to steal him some minutes. But also the problem was I had DeVoe out too because of the foul trouble, and we had trouble. We had some turnovers during that stretch, and that's where just that next point guard missing Davon really hurts us in that. But Kyle has gotten so much better, Rod. I'm really proud of him. He's just got to continue to stay the course, and he's going to be a good player for us. He's gotten a lot better.
All right. Is that it?
One question. I guess Davon's not playing.
Who's that?
Davon's not going to play?
No, Davon's officially out for the season. So even if we went to the national championship game, he's out. He's been so – unfortunately, the hit versus Pittsburgh, it was a bad head injury, and it's put him out for the entire season.